During West Ham's loss to Brentford, Evan Ferguson made his debut for West Ham. Now, although a lot of people inside the stadium would have been told it was Guido Rodriguez coming on, it was in fact Evan Ferguson. Now, in this video, I'll be analysing every single touch that Evan Ferguson made on his debut. He played around 45 minutes, so let's get into the video. We start in the 47th minute, literally 2 minutes after he's come on, and this is the first action he does. He picks up the ball from kind of like a right wing sort of position, and he just drives forward with the ball, uses a burst of pace that I think a lot of West Ham fans didn't realise that he actually had in him. He drives down the byline and looks to make a pass into Kudus. He does really well here to actually get the pass off to Kudus. I mean, look, there's 5 players in the Brentford box, so it is a very difficult pass to play. The ball lands right at Kudus' feet, literally couldn't have made a better pass, and unfortunately for us, Kudus decides to blaze it over the bar. As I just said, I don't think a lot of West Ham fans really expected Evan Ferguson to have such a burst of pace about him. As I said, this was his first action for us in the game, and he has had a lengthy spell out due to injury. I know he obviously recently just played for Brighton before he came to us off the bench, but for a player who's had quite a long spell out injured, this isn't something I expected of him straight away, to be honest with you. Here we can see a little bit of a better angle of the pass that he made to Kudus. Once again, it is a really, really good pass. His next action for us comes within the 50th minute. He picks up the ball just outside the edge of the area. Obviously Bowen's looking for the ball there, but no, he's got the confidence about him and he wants to take a shot. Now, unfortunately for us, the shot does go right over the bar and is nowhere near the goal, but it shows the confidence he's got to actually take a shot outside the box. And to be honest with you, it's something that West Ham fans have rarely seen this season anyway from a striker. Into the 53rd minute now, he drops deep, able to pick up a ball and lays it into James Ward-Prowse. As I said, Evan Ferguson isn't just the sort of striker to run in behind, stay stationary. He likes to drop in. He can do a bit of everything, to be honest with you, which makes him a real good threat for us, as it allows us to be a bit more dynamic in our attacks. He lays the ball off to James Ward-Prowse. James Ward-Prowse probably should have a better pass here into Jarrod Bowen, and we could look to spring a counter-attack. Unfortunately, he doesn't, and it does get intercepted. We're still in the 53rd minute, and he's once again looking to drop deep to interlink play with Lucas Paqueta. He drops a little bit deeper to find the ball that Paqueta plays into him. He plays a nice little 1-2 with Paqueta to kind of, once again, dragging players out of position. Like he's dragged out the centre-back from Brentford. And once again, Evan Ferguson is pretty comfortable in the areas outside of the actual penalty box. He's good on the ball. He's comfortable enough to drop a little bit deeper and kind of engage in the general build-up. I'm not saying he's at the level of this player already, but he does kind of have similar play to Harry Kane, if you can remember what he was like during his Tottenham days. I don't think this is generally an issue for us, West Ham's build-up, but what it does kind of mean for us is we don't have a striker in that central zone to be able to occupy the centre-backs of the opposing team. I've highlighted Jarrod Bowen here because I feel like in an ideal world he would come a little bit more centrally, he'd cut inside. Unfortunately, due to this game, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, for some unknown reason, wasn't really going on the overlap. So it kind of cut Jarrod Bowen out of the game, really, made him quite ineffective, especially for large periods of the game. Here we can see that Evan Ferguson is still kind of outside that area of where you think a striker should be. He's linking up play well with Scholes here. He's trying to drag the Brentford players out of their kind of block and their positions. But unfortunately for him, we've got no one really to facilitate the spot that he should be in. As I said, Bowen isn't cutting inside. No one's making runs from the midfield. It's very static, which kind of led to our pretty poor display when we lost to them. Here we see Lucas Paqueta wanting the ball off Ferguson again. Still in the 53rd minute. He's got a lot of touches under his belt here. And we can kind of see Scholes at the bottom left of the screen wanting to make a run in behind. But unfortunately for him, there is still no one in our box due to no one making a run inside. A little bit further on here in the 60th minute, he's picked up the ball again and he's also linking well with Lucas Paqueta. I think apart from his general play, he links up quite well with Lucas Paqueta, I thought, in the second half, and it was kind of one of our shining points of our game, even though, once again, it was very poor from us. He uses his strength here quite well, shows off that he has actually got quite good strength. He comes there, battles with a Brentford right back, and I don't think he wins the ball here. I think he goes out to play, but he shows that he's got the strength to hold off someone as the size of the Brentford right back. Another sort of clip showing his strength. Once again, look, he is able to hold up the ball, back to play. This is something we haven't seen from a West Ham striker. Obviously, Fulcrook's been injured for a vast amount of time during the season. When Bowen's up front, he kind of lacks that strength, the hold-up play that we kind of need from a striker. As I said, Mikel Antonio done this so well for us, but he's coming to the end of his kind of days now in terms of his peak ability for us. So Evan Ferguson coming in is going to kind of revitalise that kind of play. Was able to make us hold up the ball a little bit better in the forward lines. Unfortunately for Evan Ferguson here, he does get a bit crowded out. He probably should make a pass to either Bowen or Alvarez, but he gets a bit crowded out. A little bit forward here in the 79th minute, he gets a chance, a bit of a weird chance, when she just comes at him quite naturally. It falls very well for him. He takes a shot, gets it past a couple of players with a bit of luck, to be honest with you. And it's a good save from the keeper. It was a save the keeper probably should make, to be honest with you. I'm not saying it was the best shot ever, it was just an average shot. Here is a little bit of a better view of that shot. As I previously mentioned in this video, having someone like Evan Ferguson to hold and lead the line for us is going to be very good for West Ham in general, because it allows us to have a bit of a different dynamic when going forward. Here we can see we've hoofed the ball long, and we've got someone who can actually hold off the defenders and bring the ball into play. You can see Evan Ferguson just coming into the shot. It's a little bit blurry, but he's been able to bring the ball down, and he can actually turn and look to feed our three players in ahead of him. Once again, I think Evan Ferguson is looking to impress on his debut, so I think he does make the wrong decision here. He does get crowded out a little bit. In my opinion, he should make the pass to either Kudus and then look for a cross in the box, but he unfortunately does get crowded out because I think he does want to do a little bit too much here. We can see him losing the ball here. Him and Paqueta kind of get in the way of each other, and eventually they do lose the ball. Now that was all of Evan Ferguson's touches in the game for West Ham against Brentford. I have left out a couple of the contested duels that he done that we didn't really win anything, so it's been a bit boring to explain that. But what did you guys think of Evan Ferguson's performance? For me personally, I thought it was not majorly impressive, but it was something different to what we haven't had at West Ham in a long time, and I think he'll only get better. The problem for me is, will he pick up to speed in the time we have him, or will he start to get good just before we have to send him back? If you guys did enjoy that video, please give it a like, and also don't forget to subscribe.